Stephen Price is a poet, and poets are particularly interested in words. And this is a feast of words. It's wonderful. And you have to read it slow, because if you don't, you miss huge parts of it. Anyway, okay, now on Stephen Price. Stephen Price is from Victoria. He's a native BCer. He teaches at the University of British Columbia, teaches poetry and fiction. But it was longlisted for the Scotiabank Giller Prize. It's a Globe 100 book, a CBC Book of the Year, a Writers' Trust of Canada Book of the Year, NPR, National Public Radio, Book of the Year, a Lone Stars Book of the Year, a Huffington Post Best Fall 2016 book, a Publishers Weekly Book of the Week, and a Vanity Fair must-read book in the fall of 2016. So he's gotten a lot of press. By Gaslight tells the story of two men on opposite sides of the law. The lawman is William Pinkerton, and it's taken from his biography and writings about William Pinkerton. And the man on the other side is a fellow named Adam Foole, F-O-O-L-E. He's an elegant grifter, con man, and he's from the Flash world. Okay, very fun. And so the story opens in the December of 1885 in fog-shrouded London. This is a completely atmospheric book. You feel like you're in the fog, trust me, all the way through. Anyway, Pinkerton's come to London to hunt the one criminal that his father, who obsessed over, but was never able to apprehend, an elusive master thief named Edward Shade. His one lead is a con woman, another grifter named Charlotte Reckitt. Adam Foole, the fellow on the other side of the law, has returned to London to find Charlotte also. And she's his lost love, his major love of his life, and she betrayed him. And he hasn't seen her for 10 years, but she's just written him a letter. So, it starts, okay. It covers a 50-year span because you go back and forth between the men's childhoods and what set them on the trajectory that they're on. Again, questioning this, what becomes a criminal and what becomes a lawman. You know, so the trajectory of their lives. It's a long book, and it's a collage of time and space because you're going back and forth. But he does it seamlessly. This is a great writer who's able to take you from the present, slip you back to the past, and it explains the present. And then you're right back in. He's able to transect and go through all the time and space. I'm going to take just one small piece because it's every page has got something you go, oh, because it's all sight, sense, and smell. Anyway, I'm going to read a tiny little piece just to give you an idea. And it was midnight, and he had opened his father's safe and was unpacking its documents when he came across the file marked Shade. The green-papered walls, the desk gleaming in the window glass, the house creaking around him. He was on his knees amid a storm of papers, and he read carefully. The file had included memorandum and notes in his father's cribbed hands, and in papers mentioning Shade's accomplices, he found an old photograph of Charlotte Reckitt, with her measurements on the back. Yeah. I don't think it's that kind of measurements we're thinking. I think it's height, weight, etc. 36, 24, 36, or something. Okay. There was a list of partial aliases also. The file still smelled of his father's cigars, and William closed it and sat thinking. Later that week, he sent out a circular with Charlotte Reckitt's description, but heard nothing back and thought little more of it. Then in October, word reached him of a failed heist in Philadelphia. Sealed in his leather desk, staring out at the late autumn sunlight while the traffic passed in the street below, feeling a hollowness coming up in him, he started to leaf through the pages, then stopped and turned back to the first page and started to read again more slowly. That's it.